Project Torch originally started as an idea I had when I started Overtime, and I could see as we were developing athletes, they would have goals and aspirations to go on and continue to compete after college. I experienced the same thing when I was training and competing in the U.S. A lot of the times when I started to question why I was continuing or how I could continue, it was usually somewhat being limited in opportunities and discouraged a little bit financially of how I could continue to do what I wanted to do. And I think a lot of wrestlers in our country have faced that. It's one of the challenges we face in the U.S. in wrestling against other countries. Their systems are a little different. They're paid to train. All their expenses are covered. They have high-level training facilities with high-level instruction that are all funded by the government. They are rewarded very well financially when they excel or perform well at different events. Different things that athletes in our country, a lot of that goes into football and basketball and mainstream media sports.
I think Project Torch started, it was a concept that started to kind of help some of our elite athletes have the ability to fund some athletes and to give the athletes stipends to train on and help athletes and obviously not be athlete poor.
So early on I could see that need. We had a lot of athletes that were making junior world teams, university world teams, and usually those guys are right on track if they continue to progress to make senior world teams. And it costs money to train and compete, make those trips. We started about almost 2 years ago now, going through the process with a startup committee and a startup board, going through the paperwork. And now that we have everything in place, we've been strategizing a little bit how to make this foundation a little different than the other things that are done out there. There's a lot of clubs that have money but don't necessarily have a main place for guys to train. We have some of the best athletes and best wrestlers in the Midwest, and a lot of times they don't have the opportunity to stay around here and train together at a main training facility. We've been doing that for 4 or 5 years now. Kind of started with Donnie Pritzloff, Andy Rovac, several guys that are in the New York Athletic Club now. So we've been able to bring those guys in, and to continue to do that at the level we have been as those numbers grow, we have to reach out and get critical mass behind this foundation. We've done just about everything we can do, just putting in our own time and sweat, and to continue to elevate and do things and offer it at the same level to a wider scope. We just need help, and the athletes need more opportunities. Most of that comes from financial help, being able to travel overseas, compete more often. Even our younger kids, I want our younger kids exposed internationally earlier.
It's a good vehicle for younger kids to get them involved in the sport, help kids that may not be able to afford a wrestling school.
It's a great piece to Overtime in the fact that we'll be able to help more kids throughout the country be able to expose them to the sport of wrestling. Project Torch was put in place, one, to help fund not only the athletes that will be coming through these doors and onto Olympic aspirations, but also athletes that are out there that may not have an opportunity to come into like an Overtime, let's say, but we'll be able to extend our hand, help them out, expose them to the sport of wrestling, and maybe uncover some hidden talent out there.
Especially with the 2016 games, we have a lot of athletes currently in our facility training at different age groups that are right on par with that age group to be in those 2016 games. Hopefully that does come to Chicago, and hopefully we have several athletes from Chicago competing in that Olympic Games. This has been a work in progress. We've taken our time, tried to be patient, do things the right way, and we have a lot of people currently involved and close to it that are excited to put their knowledge and their time and their experience into building this foundation and making it a little more dynamic than what's previously been done. So I'm excited to see how it unfolds over the next several years.